I just want to talk about this idea that you earned it. Remember, you earned it. If and what does that mean, you earned it? Well, typically that makes us think that, well, you put out effort, sincere effort, usually for a while, and then after, so much effort had accumulated, you achieve your desired result. And that's basically what it means when you earned it. I want to talk about the danger of that idea when coupled with a capitalistic society, or fuck capitalistic society, when coupled with today. So you're a struggling artist, okay? Let's just take this as an example. You're a struggling artist. You struggle, you struggle, you struggle. You struggle, you struggle, you struggle. They say the average artist has to work for 10 years in order to gain any kind of recognition. During that 10 years, that artist has to work full-time at their art because anything else is half-assed, right? Except for some who do the part-time job bit who never get discovered, or if they do, maybe it takes even longer. Who knows, okay? Everyone's different, but alright, so you spend that time, and after so much time, for whatever reason, your work catches on. And now you've showered with money and fame, and now you've earned it. And I just want to talk about, okay, so if this is such a ironclad, foolproof idea, why did Franz Kafka die undiscovered? Okay, why did Van Gogh commit suicide with people laughing at him, even if his pupils came from around the world to study with him, but the consensus was he was a joke, even though they came for miles to study with him? Okay, so he's gone. He could have produced more work, maybe. Maybe he was just beginning, okay? This idea, when we say you earned it, you refuse to recognize the capriciousness of humanity and the randomness of fate and the idea of the fundamental aspect of chaos and chance in the universe. What do we really earn? That's a really interesting question. What do we really earn, okay? Does someone who runs a race and puts 3 times as much as effort into it and works 3 times as hard to run that and condition themselves and train to run that race, who then doesn't win that race because there's another person who just happens to be 3 times bigger and faster and taller than them, who didn't practice at all to win that race, he just ran it and won. So that person who didn't work at all, did he earn it? Or was it just because he was a certain size, and people who are a certain size are just going to get certain places differently than other people? And then once we start trying to, okay, let's make sure this race only includes people of the exact same height and exact same weight and exact same stature, now we're excluding people. So how do people earn things? I want to know how, and it's not, okay, let's say you did earn it, but this sounds to me like this idea, is basically a subjective one. It's always going to be a personal thing, okay? Maybe sometimes people can say, oh, you earned it, okay? But once you're like a corporate millionaire and you're telling yourself you earned it, you're saying, I don't have to pay any attention to the rest of the losers who clearly didn't earn it. So that means that I'm better than the rest of these people. I don't need to pay attention to them anymore. I don't need to take them seriously as human beings. I don't need to look at them as my peers. I don't need to acknowledge them. I don't need to remember them. I don't need to think about them anymore as I wander around living the life that I earned. Because they're the losers who didn't earn it. There were 9 positions, there were 10 people, and 1 person was the loser who didn't get it. And the only reason that you're upset right now making this video, David, is because you're a loser. Which in and of itself proves exactly what I'm saying, you see? So here we have our cycle. Now, let's say this was Nazi Germany, and, there'd be just like, oh, I write anti-Jewish literature. And I got really famous at it. Well, I earned it. It's just sort of like that rapper says when he gets his fancy, what is it, his drop top double R. He says, "You can look, but don't look too long." Okay? I think a lot of you don't look very long at all.